This is Joy Asonye Live here on Kaftan Television. As you know, it's Wednesday, so Eduvention hour, where we'll be talking about a lifestyle protocol. For a lot of you who have not been following the show and have not met Eduvention, this is an opportunity to know what Eduvention thinks of lifestyle protocols that must be followed. And today that's what we'll be discussing, as we'll highlight those dangerous lifestyle protocols, or what it's called the silent killer lifestyle protocols that Dr. James Komolafe will be reeling out. Remember, as he always says, this conversation always seeks to get you at your best, at your peak. Dr. James Komolafe is a senior consultant, SABA Resources. Thank you again for being part of the show.
Thank you, Joy. Good to be here on another Eduvention Day.
Eduvention Day, and it's always exciting because we get to learn so much about your body. Like he said before we came on air, what happens inside is just as important, maybe more important than your output.
More important than your outside, and most of the time what goes on the outside, the reflection inside is not easily seen. So people call it a bluff, and they try to just do anything for any reason.
Well,
and they think they can go away with it.
You cannot go away with it. That's according to Dr. James Komolafe. But we're going for a short break now to return to get into the conversation. What is lifestyle protocol? Should we even follow one? How can I live so that I am living at my best? All those answers will be given after the short break. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Eduvention hour here on Joy Asonye Live. Like I said earlier, we're discussing handling silent killer lifestyle protocol, and we'll be addressing what they are, why they are called that, silent killer lifestyle protocol. Why do people even engage in them? How do we walk away from killer lifestyle protocols? All those answers, Dr. James Komolafe has got them. You want to live better, you want to live at your best, you want to change your environment, you want to change your work environment as well. Well, Dr. James Komolafe, again, I thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you very much.
So let's go straight to, what do you mean by silent killer lifestyle protocol?
Maybe we should start from what lifestyle protocol actually is all about.
Right.
And you know, for Eduvention, it's a mixed grill of education plus intervention. In other words, you know in order to apply, so as to get the best benefit from whatever you hear on such a day as this, which is the Eduvention Day, and of course, Joy Asonye Live Eduvention Hour. So, by lifestyle protocol, everybody is used to protocol. Oh, I'm on protocol. Are you on protocol? Are you there? And all that. And we're running helter-skelter just to mash up with the protocol that exists about work. Now, Joy, before work is a way of life that has become accustomed to your system, to your personality, from the inside to the outside. So the art and science of finding, forming, framing, and fine-tuning yourself based on your personality, who you are, for your potential, what you have,
Right.
and your production, what you can do on a daily basis within your limit is called lifestyle protocol. Meaning you are intentional. Remember the IDP without the camp.
Right. So you do
Where you are intentional,
right.
you are deliberate, and you are also present in your own world from the inside to the outside, not the other way around. And that's where people get it all wrong, muddled up when it comes to lifestyle protocol on a personal note. It is not protocol outside until it is protocol
inside.
From the inside. So your capacity to keep within your limits, even when you are not limiting your knowledge, that you know, is lifestyle protocol. So that you know where to cross your T, where to
dot your
I's. So that when it appears as if you are overstretching yourself beyond those two boundaries, you call yourself to order because you are present in your own world. And every human operates in two major environments: internal environment and of course the external. So any lifestyle protocol that does not harmonize the two is bound to begin to sponsor some violation there. And when you keep repeating violations, even when you are not seen to be violent on the outside, you are abusing your lifestyle protocol.
Right.
And before you know it, it begins to accumulate on the inside.
What exactly begins to accumulate?
Yes, the bad culture.
Okay.
The bad habit. Where you are supposed to do things normal. You say, well, all things being equal, not all things are equal. I will change later. I will change later. When you are supposed to sleep by 9, you overblow it to 2. And you say, well, it's just temporary. The next day, you sleep 3. And you come back to sleep 9, 8, and all that. That's abuse. Because lifestyle protocol in good order introduces order, discipline, decorum, and decency to you.
And not just in the workplace.
No. The first place and the first point of call when it comes to lifestyle protocol is you. Your persona, not your production. You need life in order to work. But where the life is running riot from the inside to the outside, then that is it. You are voting for something else, which is the killer lifestyle protocol that doesn't happen overnight.
Wouldn't it be boring to have a lifestyle protocol like wake up at 5 o'clock every day, I have my bath at a certain time in the hour, I communicate a certain way? Wouldn't that be boring though?
Well, for a child, it's not boring. A child can wake up and cry.
That's the revolt. When a child cries.
And all of that. But when you begin to mature, you are reaching the age of 30, 40. You should begin to introduce some measure of discipline into yourself. Otherwise, you won't be articulate.
Okay,
and
so
when you have this articulation in yourself, your focus will be jeopardized.
Okay, so I really want to get into the implication of not having these protocols, not having
everything has to be in order.
The discipline.
You cannot be here and there in your mind, in your element. In your exposure.
Doc, you know, I'm saying this because sometimes work pressures make you sleep. For instance, we're talking about sleep, make you sleep and engage in work way into hours you shouldn't have, and you know that you're abusing your body somewhat, but because work pressures, and you need to do that.
Temporary.
So how are you able to balance it?
Yes, there's provision for it in Eduvention.
Okay.
In the temporary, you can always revert to the normal order.
Okay, when
there are exceptions when it is temporary. But when you are, for example, the word deadline, like I told you, there's nothing bad about keeping to deadlines, which can overstretch you.
Temporarily.
It
is not a bad thing when it's temporary. But by the time
your deadline becomes a daily routine, you are sponsoring something else. You are killing yourself small. And you see, such death and disaster, on a bad note, happens by installment most of the time now. It's no longer just tragic. So there's nothing like after a illness or so in the real sense of it, because it accumulates bad behavior on the inside that brings down your immunity, and before you know it, you are susceptible to all kinds of diseases, infection, and all kinds of affliction that you cannot cope with. So that is why, and you see, Joe, everything you do on the outside has a toll on your organs, your systems, your physique, even your mind. And that is the need for order. Where there's no order and decency on the inside, then when will your organs, vital systems and structure rest and relax to prepare you for the following day?
Exactly. You must always know when to balance it. You
so
need
your
to
capacity
relax.
to know what to do in the day,
right,
and how to manage your night is the full expression of your lifestyle protocol. But where not everything just go anyhow with you, no day, no night, and you just keep running. Since you refuse to hit to lifestyle protocol by choice, then you will have to obey the consequences and the repercussion by force. And that's when people break down. They say, oh, I have fever, oh, I'm sick, I'm down, and all that. That is why we need to know that life is 70% behavior. The quality of your thoughts, emotions, feelings, passion, imagination, and before action matters a huge lot. 70% behavior and 30% operation. So how you think operation as to the practical side of it. What you do, what you get to do based on your thoughts, feelings. Even a madman will think first before he acts, except that he may do it the wrong order. So what lifestyle protocol says is, please be organized, be decent, know what fits your own system. It's not a copycat thing to say, if Joy Asonye life sleeps by 2 a.m. and wakes up by 4 as a journalist, of no mean pedigree, I can also do this. Although that may be bad. That may be bad. And you see, one thing people don't get to understand about bad lifestyle protocol is the fact that it doesn't show on their face immediately. It accumulates over time. When you keep harboring the violations to your lifestyle protocol by getting out of order consistently and consciously, a time will come when your system will no longer be able to contain it. And that is where people go into exhaustion. And what is it? You have burnt all your energies, including your reserves within. So what happens? You come down.
Okay, so Dr. James, so that
exhaustion is a killer lifestyle. We've seen people slump and die. We've seen people who sleep, they don't get to wake up because of too much exhaustion. And lifestyle protocol says you need to know that you operate within a stretch and a bracket. And when you overstretch yourself over time, you can lose your cohesion inside out.
Cohesion inside out.
Yes.
So let's get into these dangerous lifestyle protocols that inadvertently people are engaging in, and not knowing that it's a killer.
A killer. I have 15 of them here.
Okay.
For which people not too many people observe, even when they know. And it's still the behavioral issue we're talking about.
Well, I'm happy you are going to, for once, tell us what those lifestyle protocols that we may be going against are, so that we get better. So let's get to
the
number
bridge between knowing what to do and doing what you know is behavior. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So the first one, like I said, Joy, is exhaustion.
Exhaustion. Where you work yourself until no life,
nothing inside you. And some of the guises and the disguises are, this deadline, I must finish it. You push aside food, some other things that could incentivize your health and your wellness, you push it aside just because you have a work, you have a target. Those things are good in the short run.
Right.
But when you keep running, maybe because of external demands, you can be exhausted. And frequent exhaustion makes you age on time.
Okay.
You are 30 looking 65 with all the
Wrinkles and gray hair.
You call it wisdom, we call it evidence of stress.
And exhaustion.
And exhaustion. And when a man is exhausted, you see him all over.
Right.
All over.
There are certain individuals with threshold. So in spite of that threshold, should one really work themselves to that point where the exhaustion is beginning to show in bodily features?
There are some people who embellish it. It doesn't get to show. Just like we drive cars and you see red light on your dashboard. What do? You quickly... It's a red alert. Yeah. That something is wrong somewhere else. Exactly. But we humans will say, I can still patch on. I can still manage it. No problem. I'm used to it. My body is used to it. It takes time for behavioral health to actually mature, whether the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not like medical health, where you are down, the fever comes out, and your mouth tastes sour and all that. Behavioral health violation can take time before you see the effect on the outside. Time. And once it accumulates and builds up, then it takes a while too for you to recover. And that's what people don't know. People who have mental issues, mental illness, depression, addiction, is never a day's job. It begins from lifestyle protocol violation, where you go out of order and you don't know what to do to quickly bounce back. So exhaustion is number one. Okay. The second one is bad stress.
They take away from exhaustion.
Know your limit.
Know your limit.
And learn to apply brakes
in
the gallops and potholes of lives. Okay. As you drive through life, know your limit. And when you are hitting brick wall and bumps, match brake.
Right. Okay.
Brake.
So with that, we move on.
Police will not arrest you for putting limit and braking at times.
So with that, we move on to the next
bad stress.
Bad stress.
Stress is good on a normal day because of the motivating effect. But when you are so stressed to the point that it's becoming a distress, and you are constantly under pressure, it can make you to have hypertension. Your blood pressure can rise, and then your body temperature can go berserk because you are not giving yourself space. And you see, stress these days is no longer about running up and down physically. You can be in your bedroom in the name of having retreat, but not retreating from all the avalanche of programs and plethora of activities, and you are running programs in your mind. You are still at work. Although virtual, but you are still at work. You are burning energy. You see, once the rate at which you are burning energy is higher than the rate at which you are building energy, you are under stress.
And that's bad stress.
Bad one, of course, which is not good for you, because it will accumulate some emotional toxins inside you, by which you will lose your balance as an individual. And when you lose your balance at times, it's a semi-madness there. You can take it out on anybody, take it on anybody who has no business with offending you and all of that. You misunderstand people and all of that.
What's the difference then between exhaustion and
stress?
Bad stress?
Yes, one leads to another.
Okay, they are brothers.
Stress is journey. Exhaustion is destination.
Right.
So you want to get to a place, you take a vehicle.
And unfortunately, these are bad vehicles.
Bad vehicles you people take unknowingly and knowingly. You just say, well, my body is used to it. My brain is used to it. Not knowing that there is a virtual violation can inside everybody that accumulates the bad and the ugly life. The day it feels and spills, only God will save. Because some are passed on to the world beyond just because of that. Some partial stroke. Some full-blown stroke. Because they have not been able to coordinate themselves from the inside to the outside. So don't you ever get to a point where it's walk, only sleep collects work from you.
From you, right?
Hey, people say all work
And no play.
makes who?
Joy. So let's move on now.
So number 3 is ignore.
Okay.
People knowing what to do and failing to do it. And you see, they learn it, they numerate, are guilty of this. We've had some medical doctors coming down in bad stress, in hypertension, in sudden collapses, and instant death, because they say, okay, I know, okay, I know, okay, I will deal later, I know. That's why Eduvention says it's not enough to know.
Right.
You should also do what you know. Apply it to get the best out of it. So, ignore is when you know. Another one is ignorance.
When you do not know.
When you do not know at all, you are still going to be trapped. So that is why a work like this is good. It says, know and conduct behavioral checks. What is behavioral checks? A checkup from the neck up that makes you good how? Neck down. And when you are good neck down, Joy, you'll be great leg forward. So the machinery of a man's life is no longer just about the heart, the brain, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the nose, how they function.
Right.
It's possible to see a man dressed in white dress and you say black. That's a therapy issue. So you need to know and conduct behavioral checks.
So Dr. James Komolafe.
Self-check.
Right.
To be able to see whether you are on track or not. That you say it does not mean it's correct. Even when you say with right grammar and dictum. So, very vital, do personal reality checks.
Okay.
This book can be downloaded. Behavioral checks. Medical checks, oh, great. But you have to balance it with behavioral checks. Because life is 70% behavior. Otherwise, you won't know where you are supposed to pull yourself back to say, hey, I have to wait now. So, ignorance. And then some too, you have sleeplessness. Okay. Or sleep deficit.
Sleep deficit. Where is it because we've also
medically
had
you are supposed to sleep for
as an
6,
adult
7, 8 hours.
Which
as
is
an adult.
Which is it? Is it 6 or 8 hours?
In a bracket, at least 6 hours. At least
6 hours.
And then 8. Well, when it is 9, 10, that's a call to therapy.
Or maybe you're just a lazy Nigerian youth.
Even when you are not a youth. So, although children could sleep more and all of that, but you need an average of 6 to 7 hours or 8 in 24 hours.
Okay.
And you know the need for it so that you can get your balance back.
Right.
Your energy back, you can be refreshed. And many people don't even know how to sleep. And many people aid sleep, which is also wrong. Because before you know it, it becomes an addiction. That if I have not taken my drug, I cannot sleep. Such we have helped over the years. And you are out there, you need to aid your sleep. That's a call for therapy.
But what often happens as someone who helps people aid sleep? What often happens? Well, how do you get to a point where the natural sleep do not come?
What we
because
do?
I just,
yes.
My head hits the pillow and I'm out.
Yeah, it's because you have built that lifestyle over time. Okay. But for some people, other people who call it a bluff, and they say, well, if I cannot sleep on time, I will force myself to sleep. You are solving, you are attacking an effect and leaving the cause.
So what
and the consequence will come over time.
Are there mental issues?
A huge lot, Joy, because every drug has a side effect. So the better you face the fact and handle it from root than treating the effect. If you deliberately refuse to sleep over time, your system will adjust to that new pattern as though normal. So that's why you must know when you are beginning to go to the edge and pull yourself back. But in a situation where you find it difficult, we have to crash that regime of sleep and build a new one for you on a natural platform, so that you will not need to use drugs again. Because when you use drugs to force yourself to sleep while still abusing your sleep protocol, you are accumulating the rot for the evil days.
Wow. Well, that's a good place to go for a short break, Dr. James Komolafe. I'm sure a lot of people are very excited to be hearing these things and probably are learning. I hope you are, because I am. We are still discussing the dangerous or silent killer lifestyle protocol. We'll be back to discuss more, so stay with us. This is still Eduvention hour here on JSN Live. Handling silent killer lifestyle protocols. What are they? How can you identify those lifestyle protocols you should shun? Dr. James Komolafe is reeling them out. We've discussed 5 so far: exhaustion, bad stress, ignorance, sleeplessness, or the deficit of it. But Dr. James, let's just quickly go to the 6th killer lifestyle protocol. We have 10 more to
Silent, they are, like I said. Why are they silent? They don't complain when you go through them, but they are having their devastating effect and toll on you, little by little and gradually and gradually. So the 6th one is a lifestyle protocol that drains your reserves. You see, every day is a vibrational variable. How do I mean? As you take in oxygen, you breathe out carbon dioxide. Even in the same way, you build energies and you also burn energies. So you are supposed to maintain a reserve. A good country, a good nation will keep reserves in its economy as foreign exchange. And a bad one
will deplete it.
Will spend all their foreign income, deplete reserves, and go a borrowing. So when you start borrowing from the energy you don't generate,
and you've not given your time, your body time to generate,
to rest enough, and you take out of the energy you build to use and replace the one you use. But you did not replace the one you use, and the one you accumulated for good life, you burnt them.
So this is still around stress and exhaustion.
Yes, right. One leads to another. So when you deplete your reserve, you are empty. And when you are empty, you can easily come down. So we advise that you don't wait until you are fagged out before you retire. And then retreat should not be a time to withdraw when there is no evidence of life. You say, God will save me, let me retreat. No, you retreat even when you are in your active self, so as to conserve your reserve. People who don't conserve their reserve, for example, look at your tummy, for example, you are fasting, you've not been eating and all of that, and even when you break fast, you don't break it well and appropriate, you can develop, what is it? Ulcer.
Oh, right.
Because no reserve for your tummy and all your whatever to feed upon. So they start eating the wall of your stomach, which is ulcer. Because there is no food reserve, no calorie you have built, and then you want to burn what you don't have. So it will build you, it will pull you down, and that is bad enough. You drain your energy reserve, mental energy, energy of the mind, physical energy, energy of the body, emotional energy, social energy, energy of connection, and even spiritual energy, like we say. When you burn all of these energies, we call it burnout. And when you are engaging too much and experiencing burnout all of the time, it's a killer lifestyle. A time will come, your system and your body physiology can no longer contain those things. So it gives way. And silent death there, silent disaster. And then the individual becomes a vegetable. They are managing. The previously very agile and active man. Why? He's burnt his reserve and is just thriving and struggling as if there are forces pulling him. So when you don't do the proper dieting, the proper nutrition, the aerobics, and all the keeping to your lifestyle protocol. Now, when we say lifestyle protocol, in the good order, it's not an empty verse. You fix in some certain activities, some certain issues in order to build yourself up so that you can burn the right energy at the right time. And where you have overburnt, then make up your mind consciously to build back. Otherwise, the killer lifestyle protocol is set in stage.
Okay, so since we're still talking about these drained reserves,
yes,
how do you build back reserves? You've seen that you're stressed, you're exhausted, you have started using into your drained
energy,
into your reserve energy. How do you build it back? What are activities so that we quickly...
The same thing you do to build energy is only saying build extra. And don't wait for the raining day. You save for the raining day.
How do you build
yes, there are 4 lanes of energy.
Okay.
Mental energy.
Okay.
Energy of your mind.
Right.
Your thinking, your reasoning, your capacity for memorizing, reading, and studying. So, read the good stuff. You are religious. Read the holy books. Get information. Get inspired, and all of that. On a physical note, exercises, aerobics, yoga,
swimming,
dancing, singing, catching fun without troubling anybody, and then good sleep, balanced dieting, very vital. Eat to time, sleep to time, do the exercises and all that. Emotional, interact with people, interface, intervene, be lively. And then spiritually, be close to your God. Have a time dedicated for retreat, to hearing God, to getting more energy, vibrancy in His presence. When you do all this consciously, you build back what you have lost. So you're building more and more will refill your reserve tank. Just like when I get to the filling station,
you refill.
And I refill. I tell the serviceman,
right?
And I say, please take your time. There is a reserve that takes time to fill. So he does it systematically, gradually, strategically, until the whole thing is filled right inside and the one on the surface.
Well,
so
I hadn't thought there was something like there was such a thing as a strategy to fill your tank. Usually I tell them do it.
Very
thank
vital.
you for sharing that. So what is the next?
The next one is fatigue. When you come under fatigue, you see what you are supposed to do, you can't do it. You're just fact out. The gap widens between expectation and realization. You are down. Your mood is down. When you are fatigued, you put things in your mouth, it tastes anyhow. You lack the comportment to attract and attack frontally things that even make the meaning to you before, because you are under fatigue. It's accumulation of stress and all kinds of lifestyle protocol that injures
over the years.
Your person over time.
Right.
It could be month, it could be year. It's a build up. So you are under fatigue. You drag, you draw. What will take you 10 minutes is taking you 10 hours. You are under fatigue. You face a direction only to get there to say, why did I come here?
And that happens a lot.
You are fatigued.
Those are signs of...
Those are signs that you are treading on a killer lifestyle.
Right.
Yes, so very vital. And then the next one, which is very common among people, is dehydration.
Just drink water.
Drink water. And you see, water therapy is not part of our culture here, which is very vital, especially for the active ones. You wake up in the morning, take a 75 cl. If you can do more than 75, good. Whether you brush your teeth or not, gulp it down and stay for the next 45 minutes or 1 hour. Don't even take tea immediately. You know the effect, Joy? It hydrates you, refreshes you from the strength of your head to the sole of your feet. You are lively. The greatest serum in human body is fluid. So you need to be hydrated. All your vital organs need to be hydrated. They need water to function. Not concentrate, not tea, not supplement, water. In my own case, I do lime water, warm water. Why? Because of the refreshing and the detoxifying effect. You need water to stay hydrated. You need water to be fluidy. You need water for detoxification. You need water to even maintain a balance. So at least take 8 glasses.
A day.
A day at least.
At least 8 glasses.
Or 3 bottle water.
I also read that excessive drinking of water is just as bad.
But you see, in our climate here, people do insufficient water. You even find in a bad case scenario where you see some tiny ladies who say, no, I just take a sip.
For steam. For dinner and steam.
Oh, my tummy will not take, I just take it. Why eating and not taking water? It's wrong.
It's teas.
So you see, you stifle yourself, you go haggard and all that because you are not well hydrated. Water. So very vital. And then you can easily be exhausted when you are not well hydrated. So very vital. Please take water. You are fasting. In fact, that is the best time to take water because of the purifying effect on you. So take water in the morning, take water in the noon time, take water even in the evening, but make sure you do it 3-4 hours before sleep. Otherwise, you will be sleeping in piecemeal and waking up, which is also bad. So very vital. Dehydration. Please take enough water so as to stay hydrated. Then number 9 is irregular rest protocol. I'm not even talking about sleep protocol now. Rest. People don't know what it means to rest. You have a room where you have a small table, you have a small dining set, you have a small gas light and cooker, you have TV, you have round about your wall some heavy books like lawyer's office and all of that. you say you are resting, and here's your bed. You have all kinds of books
gadgets
you are reading,
and all that.
Gadgets, phone on the right and on the left. Call me later, I'm resting. You see, you have not prepared your environment to rest, even though you sleep. So
the gadget around you in itself,
all of those things will be shooting vibrational bullet on your mind while you are sleeping, because everything about life, Joy, is energy, either active or inactive. So keep a decent environment, tune down to sleep. And then people abuse sleep protocol or rest protocol. They carry work from office, from the field to the bedroom. It's wrong to do analysis while you want to sleep. You say, no, I must balance my books before I sleep. Well, even bankers, they don't balance at home. They balance at work. And close such books. Don't carry file home from office. You say, okay. And then people say they want to sleep. It is then they are planning their next day. No. Sit yourself down consciously and create your next day. Put it down on ink and paper, close the book, and go to bed empty. so that you can rest. Otherwise, you know, the way our mind works, it works in such a way that whatever you give to it, it begins to process it, whether you are sleeping or you are awake. And then when you are such an individual who don't know how to rest and sleep very well, you will actually discover that your subconscious life and your subconscious mind is injured over time. Most of what we do is guided by our subconscious mind. And by the time your rest protocol is warped, then you are endangering your subconscious life. So many things are going to go the wrong order. Your sense of judgment and perception will go the wrong order. And people don't know where to draw the line between resting and not resting. So very vital. Irregular rest protocol. It's not good for you. And then hyperactivity. Workaholism is number 10. And what is workaholism? It's not just about running from pillar to post because you are busy and all of that. You can stay in one spot and be busier than a Dangote site factory worker, even while in your room. Okay. Because you want to see the thoughts in your mind, your imagination, your thinking pattern, and all those things you are drawing in your mind. If your mind, rest is complete state of relaxation for your mind, for your body, and then your spirit as well. But where you are running activities in your mind, even when you are in the same place,
that's
you
not
are
proper
still,
rest.
You are not even resting. You are working. So you need to learn to tune down, which is an issue we'll discuss here, how to tune down to rest indeed. Workaholism is not about physical working alone. We want to check your mind. We want to check your emotion. We want to check the activities in your thoughts and in your imaginations, your contemplation. Are they relaxed? Or you are in bed resting and you travel around Nigeria, around Africa? You are not resting.
You're not resting.
Because your mind is at work.
And I notice in cases like that, you wake up just as exhausted.
You wake up tired.
You don't wake up refreshed.
You are not refreshed. And you discover that whatever stays on your mind the last time you crash bed and sleep continues.
Are there strategies to also ward off such thoughts?
A huge lot.
So if
there is the art and science,
there's an art and science.
There's an art and science of
tuned off
great rest.
Time.
Yes,
exciting.
There's a way you declutter your mind, which is another issue. Many people don't know. They say, I can't just do it. I must think once I'm in bed and plan and balance. One day, God will enable our bed to speak. He will just say, Oga, get off from me. You've been abusing me for all of these years. You are supposed to rest and be still here. But you plan all your activities and do all your phone call and all of that. That's bed abuse.
That's bed abuse.
There's actually a study on bed intelligence,
right,
which will train people to be intelligent in bed. Otherwise, it can be a place of disaster and fatality.
When it should be a place of
rest. A place of rest, a place for distinction, a place for balance, and a place of equilibrium. And then absence of behavioral checks is also a killer lifestyle. You say, well, since 1954.
This is how I've known it.
I've known myself to be this way, and my body is used to it. No, you are wrong. Because the more you age, the less your energy. Even if you have the best physician in the world, things are not the same. Everything with us human grows over time. Your blood grows, your skin grows, your face grows, everything grows except your clot. So you need to keep pace by running behavioral checks. And it's so simple. You need to conduct it yourself and know where you are overstretching and then what your current coping mechanism is. This book will tell you. And then you can run your assessment and see whether you have to put yourself in detention
or
self-isolation, or otherwise you come down. You soon discover that what you say your body is used to, your body is no longer used to it. So you need to run your behavioral check, which is so simple that we are training people and showing them how to do,
Okay.
so that you can get your balance. Number 12 is abusive or abuse generally. It could be in thoughts, it could be in words, it could be in feelings, it could be in imagination.
To people or for to yourself?
To yourself and then to people. Words are seeds of life. You just look at yourself and say, poor me. That's self-sabotage. Then all the energies of poverty that are going somewhere else will
attract them.
Attract them.
Okay.
And then you see yourself down. Good money that should come to you will run away from you.
Because of your aura at the time.
Because of what you are communicating and emitting. Life is about emission.
Right.
Good energy will attract good life, positive influence, positive frequency. But you just look at yourself and you say, who dash monkey banana?
So you have already
you have concluded that you are a mama.
Not eligible for.
You are not eligible for the right. And even when the right is coming, you won't see it as right, because you think your level is monkey and it is banana lifestyle. And so you have it. It's a killer lifestyle.
Okay.
Because you are voting directly for struggles and all of that. So avoid bad words. And then bad addiction.
Is there good addiction?
Yes.
Okay.
You can be good at playing sport, and the only thing is that even when it is good, make sure it's not controlling you.
Okay.
Once it is controlling you and you can't say no, it becomes bad. So
at all times, learn the balance.
Learn the balance. Very vital. If it is encroaching on your other area of life and you cannot do with it, it has become a bad addiction.
Okay.
Very vital. Are you into cigar? You smoke? You can't do with some certain bad behavior and you are trying to decorate it by calling it my area of weakness. Sorry, you won't come out of it. And that is violation to your lifestyle protocol. And then pollution, number 14. You could be polluted. Physical pollution. You are inhaling the wrong stuff. And then you could be mentally polluted. Know what fits you and what fits your world. Even some music that you don't know the meaning, you don't just start singing, because you are communicating energy to yourself and doing some interface and exchange there. So avoid pollution. And number 15 is sedentary lifestyle. And it can happen to anybody. You sit in one place, you are only within a square or a triangle or a circle. You are not the one who create or love varieties. Join Asonye, come to the studio, go to other office, go here, go home, and just world round like that. It's sedentary lifestyle.
Okay.
Because you are not stretching, you are not creating the much needed variety, and at times you don't tune it down. You find some ministers and leaders in this kind of stuff. Go to church, pray, fast, run program, and just the same circle all of the time. Before you know it, your system can start complaining. Your body can start swelling up, because you are building so much and accumulating so much without burning it. Life calls for balance, and that is why lifestyle protocol says, please balance every area.
Right. Balance everything.
Everything, and be in charge.
Balance everything and
be in charge.
Intentionally.
IDP.
Intentionality.
Deliberateness and presence.
Right.
Don't be present in programs while you are absent from your own life. You are writing letter, application letter to a bad lifestyle, killer lifestyle disease. Protocol.
Dr. James Komolafe, thank you so much for sharing those killer lifestyle protocols and ones we should at all times take very seriously. Like he said, be very intentional, deliberate, and present, and above all, learn the balance in everything. This we have run out of time in discussing this, but you can always continue.
So,
the
Joy,
conversation.
anybody who finds himself in any of these 15 is bad enough.
I was
need
just about to say that. So yes, we have finished this. We have come to the end of today's edition of it, but you can always continue the conversation with Dr. James Komolafe, who is on Google. A Google search, and you would get to how you can connect with him and learn how you can, if in case you have one of the many issues he has mentioned.
Very vital. Online, offline, and
says
offline.
he can help you offline and online, but this is where we got it. Thank you for being part of today's edition of the program, and we'll be back tomorrow to discuss so much more. So stay tuned to Kaftan Television.